Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the third round of the next tournament, the Memorial, which is Jack Nicklaus's tournament at his course that he built and designed, and that is Muirfield Village in Ohio. So Scotty Scheffler won this tournament real world, so he's going to be shown off first here. But we end up with 70 golfers that entered the tournament to begin with. So that's why we didn't have a first or second round, because we're already down to our 70. In real tournament, I believe they narrowed it down to about the 50 mark. So, uh, but in History Maker Golf, we start the third round with 70. So that's what we're going to have. We're going to have 8 stacks because there are no outstanding golfers. So there's 8 stacks. And to fit 70 in there, we're going to have 8 in 8 of the stacks, and then 7 in 6 other stacks. So it's going to be 9 in 6 other stacks, 8 in the other stacks. So first step, we're going to give these a good shuffle. Get Scotty Scheffler and everybody else in there all mixed up. And we're just going to start sorting these out and counting these out in 8 separate groups until we run out. 4 up here and 4 down here. And just keep going till we run out. The 4th round will be on Sunday, and that'll be with the back 9 of the final 12 that make the 4th round TV section. But of course, half of the fun is going through the process to get to that number. Sometimes that's as much fun, if not more fun, than the actual game itself, which is kind of unusual to think about, but in some ways it's true. All right, so I think everybody has 8 there now. So now we take the extras and put them up in these groups, these first 5 groups. So 5 groups have 9, and the other 3 groups have 8. All right, so we are set to go. I need to move these down just a hair because we got to make room for to put the golfers in. And we're going to be using this third round section to roll and see who does what. If the roll includes one of these symbols, then we'll be putting a peg there because they will then be rolling on the issues and perks chart at the end of the third round. So we'll keep an eye on that if anybody in there falls into that category. All right, so we are ready to get going here with the first grouping. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start over this way because that'll clear up more space that way. So let's start over on this side. Why don't, just to be different. And we're going to roll 2d6s. If we somehow end up with a tie, then we do have the decider die to take care of that tie. Because when in the first and second round, all ties go forward. In the third round, ties are resolved. So here's the first particular play, and it is a 34. So we come up here, 34 says top golfer contends with A minus. Top golfer with A minus. So A minus. So I'm going to take the top golfer here, A minus. Everybody else finishes with a B plus. So only going to get one guy from this group. The top golfer is going to be contending with an A minus. Sepp Straka right now is a 2B. So let's see if anybody can beat Sepp Straka. Doesn't look like they can. Nope, there you go. Oh, take it back. Ben Griffin did, because in the third round, Ben Griffin is a 1B. So he does beat out Sepp Straka for the A minus. Now it says the low golfer gets D minus. So the low golfer in this case is Thigala, and he will get a D minus. Everybody else goes into B pluses, so that means they could still be in the running. And that's Straka, Cole, Gracerman, Lowry, Dunlap, On, and Hogue. They're all in B pluses, so they're still very much in it as we see what happens if we continue. And we get a 35. And on a 35, we get draw golfer contends with an A. So the first guy we take off the top is going to contend with a straight old A. That's the first golfer, regardless of his rating. Harry Higgs, that's a name we don't see very often, but he's going to contend with an A. Then it says top golfer contends with A minus. The top golfer would join Ben Griffin with an A minus. Let's see who the top golfer is. Patrick Cantlay's at what Justin Thomas is a 1C, so somebody's got to beat out Justin Thomas. That's going to be tough to do, and nobody can. So Justin Thomas will contend. The others will contend with the regular old B, which means they're technically not out of it. And that's Patrick Cantlay, Mackenzie Hughes, Ryan Gerard, Harry English, Tony Finau, Adam Scott, and Matthew Pavone. They're all in the B section. That means they could be emerging contenders late in the fourth round. So we go to this grouping. Haven't had anybody with perks yet. That's an 11. We're going to get our first perk because on 11 you get that symbol. So top golfer contends with an A plus, and they will be in the lead, and they'll roll for a perk on top of it. So whoever the top golfer is will get at least the share of the lead, you would think. So top golfer, who is that going to be? Keegan Bradley right now is a 2B. Can anybody beat Keegan Bradley out? No, they cannot. So Keegan Bradley is going to be A plus golfer, and he will roll in the perks and issues chart. Others contend with B plus, so all these guys are still in it. Patia, Dietrich, Kim, Bez, Fitzpatrick, Stevens, Schmid, and Homa all are B pluses, so they're still potentially in the running. Next grouping, and let's bring this over here. Just there we go. All right, next grouping, 26. 26, draw golfer contends with A minus. Everybody else is a B minus. The draw golfer is the guy on top. He's going to be an A minus. That's Wyndham Clark. He's an A minus, but everybody else is going to be a B minus, so they're probably done. Aberg, Poston, Hovland, Highsmith, Thompson, Burns, Shoffley, and Spieth. Some pretty good guys there that go into the B minus. They'll get 10 points for the tournament score to add to their FedEx points, but it won't help them won't help them get anywhere in the tournament, so to speak. So right now we've done half the groups, and we got 5 golfers. We need 12 total, so we're see if we can get that 12 final number here. We get a 26. We already had that once, and that's the same one we just finished with. Draw golfer gets A minus. Everybody else gets B minus. Draw golfer is Austin Eckroat. Did I say A minus? Yeah, A minus. Austin Eckroat gets the A minus. Let's see who the other guys are that get B minus. Lucas Glover, Russell Henley. There's some good golfers there. Daniel Berger, Jonathan Vegas, Andrew Novak, Cam Young, and Brant Snedeker. They all get B minuses. Now the next grouping, 3 groups left. We get a 25, and the 25 says draw golfer contends with an A. So the draw golfer, and will roll for a perk. So the draw golfer is Taylor Pendrith. Don't know much about him, but he's going to roll for a perk or an issue later on. And the top golfer contends with A minus. The top golfer in the group will be right here in the A minus section. Right now it's Robert McIntyre, unless somebody can beat him out. Bridgman's a 2C. Well, Corey Connors just did. He's a 2A. So Corey Connors beat him out. And Maverick McNeely's a 2A. So we've got a tie. We're going to have to resolve this with a decide or die roll between those two. So everybody else finishes with a C. So McIntyre, M, Bridgman, Davis, Kuchar, and Rye all finish with a C. But now we got to figure out which guy is going to be an A minus and which guy is going to be a C. Decide or die will determine that. We're rolling for Connors. He gets it. How about McNeely? He does not. So McNeely will go into the C crowd, and Corey Connors will go into the A minus crowd. So Corey Connors with an A minus. And now 2 groups are left. We get a 26. This has been a thing here. A- for the draw golfer. Everybody else B-. Draw golfer is Justin Rose. But who's going to be in the B- section? It's Nick Taylor, Bud Cauley, Ryan Fox, Adam Hadwin, Brian Harmon. Scotty Scheffler is not going to make it. Chris Kirk and Steven Yeager. So once again, the real world winner is not going to have a chance to win, or not going to win the replay tournament here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need 3 more golfers here. So we're going to probably end up going to the B+ section to grab a few extras. Last roll, we get a 12. 12 says top golfer contends with A+. So let's see who the top golfer is. Morikawa's a 3A. Fleetwood's a 1C, so he would be an A+. He would be tied with Bradley. I don't think anybody can beat Fleetwood out. No, nobody else is going to beat Fleetwood out. So the top golfer contends with that. Others finish B-. So all these guys are B-. Morikawa, Matsuyama, Fowler, Campbell, Spawn, Noren, and Kim all get B-. There's a whole bunch of guys here at B-. They're going to get 10 points for the tournament. So Scotty Scheffler's in here. He'll get 10 more points added to his FedEx standing, so he will most likely maintain first place over McIlroy's not even here. Whoever wins this gets 100 points, but probably won't have enough to catch him. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need 2 more guys because we need 12, and we'll have the last 2 golfers will be in the B+ section, and they'll be 6 shots back by default. So we're going to take the top 2 golfers in this B+ grouping. Looks like Sepp Straka is probably one of them. See if there's anybody else that's a 2. 2C for Fitzpatrick. And that's it. Everybody else is a 3 or higher. So those guys will be in the back of the line, but they make it to the top 12. But these B+ and Bs have a chance to contend and become an emerging contender, as they say. So we had 1 D- golfer, no D golfer, no D+ golfer, no C- golfer. We had some C golfers, no C+ golfers. We had a crap load of B- golfers. So these golfers will all go to the wayside until next week, and I'll add up the points when the whole thing is done. B golfers and B+ golfers will be to the side because they're going to be having a chance to be an emerging contender. So now we'll set up and see where everybody is in the running. So we need to get a score, or final scores, I guess you could say, for these guys. And that is done right here in this section to get the scorekeeping. We have to know what the original winning score was. Scotty Scheffler was a 278. So we're going to use 278, which is the far right-hand side. And we're going to roll on the A+ for the 2 guys that are here. If they get a dot, they're 209. If they get a blank, they're 210. So Bradley is a 209. Fleetwood is a 210. So Bradley has a 1-shot lead. So we know Bradley's going to have a 1-shot lead, and he will be at 210. Keegan Bradley. And we know that Fleetwood is going to be 210. I'm sorry, he should be 209. Fleetwood is 210. There we go. So those are the first 2. So we know those are the case. Now we need the 2 A golfers. So we roll for the 2 A golfers, and that's either going to be a 211 or 212, depending on the dot. So we go to Higgs, and he's a 212. We go to Pendrith, he's a 211. So Pendrith is a 211. He'll get 3rd place all by himself. And Higgs is going to be 4th at 212, 3 shots back. All right, now we're going to roll on the A- guys, and there's 5 of them here. 5 A- golfers. And the A- golfers are going to either be 213 or 214, depending on the dot. So we start with Ben Griffin. He gets a blank, so he will be 214. Justin Thomas is a blank. He's 214. Wyndham Clark is a blank. He's 214. Eckroat's 214. All of them are two. You believe that? I didn't roll a single dot on any of them. They're all 5 shots back. They will be tied for 5th. We get a 5-way tie for 5th place at a score of 214. 5 shots back. Oops. 14, 5 shots back. A little correction tape here. So I'm just going to do them in the order that they're showing on the board. They're all tied, but this is going to be the order where they play. So Griffin technically is the front runner of the 5th place tie, people. Then Justin Thomas. So Griffin and Thomas will be in the next to last group. The third to last group will include, most likely, well, that's going to be these 3 guys, most likely, I think. Or am I running out of room here? Let's see. Am I short a guy? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've only got 11. I'm missing 1 guy. I thought I counted 12, but maybe I didn't. Count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I've only got 11. So I need to get 1 more guy for the. Well, we'll do that at the end. But the next last group we know is going to be Clark, Eckroat, and Connors. They will be the last group, or next to last group. And then tied for 10th will be the last group. Last group will be Straka, Fitzpatrick, and whoever I pull out next. They will be in the last group, or the first group out, but the 6-shot back group at 215. So we have Clark, Eckroat, and Connors in that next to last group. Somehow I miscounted, only had 11. I'm supposed to have 12. So we're going back to the B pluses. Going back to our B pluses and finding the highest rated guy. So 3A is Shane Lowry. Can anybody beat or tie Shane Lowry? See some 3Bs. There's another 3A, Matty Schmid. So it's going to be a tie between those 2. So we're going to have a roll-off to see who's going to be in the top 12 versus who's going to be maybe in the emerging contenders. So we go through the same process we did before. Schmid gets a blank. So if Lowry gets a dot, he'll be in. He does not. So we'll go back to Schmid. Now Lowry has to have the dot, and he does not. So Schmid makes it. Lowry goes back into the B pluses for contention, possibly emerging contenders. So now that means Matty Schmid is tied for 10th, 6 shots back. All right, so now we can move this grouping out of the way and set up the board for how it's going to look to start the 4th round. And then we'll still keep these pegs here to know who are rolling for perks. But this is what we're going to have. We're going to have Bradley with a 1-shot lead on Fleetwood. And then we're going to have Pendrith 2 shots back. Higgs will be 3 shots back. Then we have that massive tie for 4 shots back, or actually 5 shots back. It'll be Griffin. Let's move all these things out of the way. Griffin, Thomas, Clark, and then Clark. I have to do them overlapping or they're going to run out of room here. So we have Griffin, Thomas, Clark, Eckroat, and Connors. They are tied at 5 shots back. And at 6 shots back, we're going to have Straka, Fitzpatrick, and Matty Schmid. So that's exactly how the board will look when the fourth round begins. Now we have two guys that we're going to be rolling on perks for. First one is Keegan Bradley, and we go to this section here. And this time it's not going to be red lowest to highest. It's going to be black die first, white die second. We're rolling for Keegan Bradley. That's a 23. 23 says starts round with so many blue chips. And we're going to see if it's going to be until further notice. And it is. So that means any future tournament for Keegan Bradley, he'll roll to see how many blue chips he starts with if he makes it to the top 12. So now we're going to roll to see how many blue chips he starts with. He starts with 5. Wow, he's a leader, and he starts with 5 blue chips. Talk about your advantage. He's going to start the tournament with 5 blue chips with Keegan Bradley. Plus, he has a one-shot lead. Quite the perk, I would say. And now Pendrith, roll for him. We get a 36, 3 and a 6. He gains extra control. Extra control. So that means anytime you roll a 4, even if the course would normally control it, he will gain extra control. So we're going to have Keegan Bradley. I'm going to fill in the score sheet now. Keegan Bradley, Fleetwood, and Pendrith. Those are the threesome in the final group. Pendrith will gain extra control. And Bradley starts 5 blue chips. TFN. All right, so those are the perks out of the way now. Got those completed. And now we'll just fill in the rest of the score sheet with the remaining players here. And this third group is going to start out with Harry Higgs. And then we have Griffin and Thomas. So Higgs, Griffin, and Thomas make up the second to last threesome. Second group out will be Clark, Eckroat, and Connors. And the first threesome out will be Straka, Fitzpatrick, and Matty Schmid. So there you have it. That's where we stand at the moment. Keegan Bradley, a one-shot lead on Fleetwood, 2 shots on Pendrith, 3 on Higgs, and 5 and 6 ahead of these groups. Now, the problem is when we start rolling on the back 9, these guys play several holes before these guys even start. So if they get a couple bogeys and they get more than 6 shots out, they will be long gone. So it's a possibility when we start the back 9 on Sunday for streaming purposes, we could be down to like 4 or 5 golfers. The rest of them could be off the board. That's a very strong possibility when you get this many guys that far back. But that's what we have. We're at Murrayfield Village in Ohio for the Jack Nicklaus's Memorial Tournament. And look at the 2 perks there. Pendrith is got extra control, and Bradley will start with 5 blue chips. Those are the only perks and issues. And there you can see the threesomes, how they go out in their groupings. And we'll see how they pull it off. Now, what I'll do is offline, I will play all the way until the first group gets to the 13th hole, because that would mean that the last group would have finished their 9 holes. So once the top group finishes 12th hole, they finish the 11th hole, they finish the 10th hole, and they finish their back 9 or front 9. That's where we'll pick up the stream on Sunday. Then when we get to the 15th hole, we'll roll for an emerging contender to see if anybody is an emerging contender late. So there you go. There you have it. Unfortunately for Scotty Scheffler, who was the champion of this tournament, Real World, he didn't make it. Didn't quite make it. He made it to B minus, and that's as far as he got. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you all are having a great day wherever you are. And if you want to take a look at that leaderboard, that's where we go. And of course, the 5 blue chips for Keegan Bradley really stand out. So I'm sure he will be using these a lot to control the course or to control the holes and try to keep himself in first place. But Fleetwood is very good. Don't know much about these guys. He's a 6B. Doesn't have a whole lot of good qualities as far as I can tell. Pendrith is not too bad. He's got Champion Hero. He's got some good qualities there. So Pendrith might be a challenge. I imagine Higgs will probably drop back, but then somebody good like Wyndham Clark, Justin Thomas, or Corey Connors could move up. It just depends on the luck of the draw and how they handle the first couple of holes coming out of the gate here at the Muirfield Village. First 3 holes are par 4s, so may or may not have a chance to get some birdies out of that. There's no par 5s right away. So, but we'll wait and see how it turns out. So that's going to do it from here. If you want to tune in on Sunday afternoon, I will have a pre-recorded finale of the tournament, back 9, and we'll figure out where everybody is. But for now, that's going to do it. I'm going to play the front 9 offline and get all this together. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road.